Dang it. Well, I guess it's time to redo the lighter. So here's the lighter that has failed me after many years. Not the case. The case is fairly new. I bought this case in 2023, so it's a couple of years old. And it's gotten tarnished. I'm going to use some of this case pocket knife paste and try to get some of that tarnish off. I like a patina, but that's getting ridiculous. So I'm going to freshen it up a little bit. It had the antique silver finish. This was an expensive, as far as Zippos go, expensive lighter. It was $70, I believe. It had the antique silver finish. This is the armor, which means it's thicker than your standard Zippo cases, which are pretty thin and pretty flexible, but still pretty durable. And the hinges are maybe a little bit more robust, but not much. But with an armor case, the case is thicker so they can etch things in it. And in this one, they've etched an American flag of sorts on there, which I thought was pretty neat. But this insert is many, many years old, 15 at least. And it's just all corroded over with soot. And you can tell the difference between a pipe lighter insert, which is this. It's got a hole in the chimney, and then there's a top on the chimney here, which you can take off. This pops right off and use it, as a normal lighter out the top. Of course, you don't get the wind protection. So if you don't like the little top on there, that just pops right off. But I think this one has had it. The wheel won't turn anymore. It's locked up. And it wasn't striking very well. Anyway, after, 15 years or so, it's kind of worn down. So I bought a new pipe insert. Now, you can get a butane, getting soot all over my workstation here. You can get a butane insert like this, but you have, and it works great. This works fine. And of course you have to fill it up with the butane gas, but you have to hold your finger there. And I've burnt my finger so many times using this thing. So I'm not real crazy about the butane inserts. I use this one for cigars. And of course this one is for pipes. But I just like the old school liquid, smelly fluid. There's just something about it that I just like. And you should use what you like. So I'm going to replace this insert with a brand new old style insert. Just the old liquid fuel. So let's get this out. Comes well packaged for what it is. Doesn't cost much. These things are fairly cheap. 15 bucks. And it's really throwing some sparks. Every time you get a new Zippo, don't put fluid in it. It's really worth it to take the guts out of it and repack it. What they'll do is they'll just shove a wick in there, shove the wicking material in there, and call it good. It's not good. You really need to pull that wicking material out, route your wick to the bottom, and then repack it. And I'll show you how I like to do that. I do that with every Zippo I get. I'll take it apart and repack it. So let's do that now. For this project, I'm going to use my fish scaler to pick around in there to get the wicking material out and also to repack it. And I'm going to use the pliers on another Swiss Army knife. This is the Deluxe Tinker, to get in there and pull some of that out. And then I am going to probably use a knife blade to kind of like a tongue depressor I'll put packing material on this side of the wick, then I will hold the wick down, and then I'll shove some more wicking material on the top of the wick. So it'll have wicking material on either side of the wick. I'll use my screwdriver here to break that free. I never put these in more than finger tight, but from the factory sometimes they'll really crank them down. They don't need to, but they do. I'll go ahead and pull the spring and the flint out. Put that aside. Okay, there's that little piece there. And let's see how they did route that wick in here. So there's a piece of wicking material just crammed in there. Still don't see wick. I still don't see any wick. Still no wick. Okay, there's the wick. It's probably about halfway down and shoved over to the side. That is no bueno. More wicking material. See, the wick is all the way over there pressed to the side. So you can see what they've done. They've just shoved some wick in there, shoved it over to the side, and then shoved all your little pieces of wicking material in there. So not a good job, but that's okay. We can fix it. Okay, you can see what I've done there. I've just kind of made little S turns and kind of staked my wick down toward the bottom. So it'll make a lot of contact with the wicking material. And there's some wick at the very bottom. So when your lighter starts to get really low in fluid, your fluid will be down here. Mostly, I mean, it'll be in your wicking material, but there'll be a larger concentration down here. And you've got some wick down there. Also, since it's making little S turns, if I want to trim my wick and pull it up, I can pull some wick out of here, which before I couldn't because it was all jammed over to the side. Okay, so now I have fluffed up my wicking material. There were 5 pieces in there. There's usually 5 pieces in there. So I kind of evened it out, put an equal amount of wicking material on either side. I'm going to try to get this on one side of the wick and this on the other side of the wick. And the best way I have found to do that is to take a small knife blade and use it like a tongue depressor. So I'm going to hold the wick down to this side and then shove wicking material in there. And then I'll flip this over, hold this down on that wicking material and the wick like a tongue depressor, and then I'll shove some wicking material on this side. And that will put the wick in the middle of the wicking material. All right, let's do that. Okay, I've got my wick all the way to the bottom. I've got a bed of wicking material on either side of my wick. I'm going to put the flint back in, put the spring back in, get it fingernail tight, so I'll tighten it down and then take my fingernail just enough to hold it. And there we go. And I'll try the wick like that. I may need to trim it a little bit. If I do, I'll use the scissors on my Swiss Army knife. And let's polish this thing up just a little bit, not too much. Straighten that hinge out some. And I think we'll be ready to go. When you first start out, just put in a little bit, let it soak in, put in a little bit more, let it soak in. And then maybe once a week, depending on how much you use it, but you know, just a little 10-second squirt in there should keep it topped off really well. I like the smell of this stuff. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And it works great. So I'll get this thing all juiced up and then we'll try it out. All right, let's try this out on a piece of Italian briar. This is a Sabanelli 673. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that works great. It polished up really well. I don't know if you can tell from there, but see if I can pick up a glint from the sun. But it polished up to a mirror polish. I didn't really mean to go that far, but it just started coming off of there and it looked really good, so I just kept going. If you've got an old lighter, an old chrome lighter or a silver lighter, and you want to polish it up, get some case paste, case knife polish. It works great. All right, I'll leave it at that. Thanks. Bye.